Other interesting political news, you have DeSantis Team publishes a Trump speech on the Israel attack, and it backfires. So this comes from the DeSantis War Room, and for them, this is pretty good in terms of the number of people who tuned in. It looks like 54,000 people viewed this, and the video is a little long. It's about 4 minutes. And again, if you have suggestions for picture-in-picture software or production software, I would greatly appreciate it, since I've tried a couple, but still having some technical issues where I'm trying to find a way where I can just play the video while I'm recording the episode. So if you have suggestions, put in the comments, and we'll make the show better together. Now, the text before the video, this is from, again, the DeSantis War Room, say, quote, "While Israel is in the middle of a war, Donald Trump spent the last 24 hours slamming Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu and Israeli leadership and calling Hezbollah terrorist. Very smart. See for yourselves." And this looks like it was originally reported by RSBN.
And then there was the inevitable attack 4 days later, which I predicted. And then 2 nights ago, I read all of Biden's security people. Can you imagine? National defense people. And they said, gee, I hope Hezbollah doesn't attack from the north, because that's the most vulnerable spot. I said, wait a minute. You know, Hezbollah is very smart. They're all very smart. The press doesn't like when they say it. You know, I said that President Xi of China, 1.4 billion people, he controls it with an iron fist. I said, he's a very smart man. They killed me the next day. I said he was smart. What am I going to say? But Hezbollah, they're very smart. And they have a national defense minister or somebody saying, I hope Hezbollah doesn't attack us from the north. So the following morning they attacked. They might not have been doing it, but if you listen to this jerk, you would attack from the north, because he said that's our weak spot. Whoever heard of officials saying on television that they hope the enemy doesn't attack in a certain area? Now, unless it's a con job. But you know what a con job is? You're waiting there ready. You want them if you want them, but they weren't ready. They weren't ready. You know, say what you want. Israel was not ready. This was a big surprise. This was a terrible thing that happened. They weren't ready.
He has been hurt very badly because of what's happened here. He was not prepared. He was not prepared, and Israel was not prepared. And under Trump, they wouldn't have had to be prepared. Look at what we did for them. And we did that alone. We didn't do that with Israel. And you know what I'm talking about. We did that totally alone, not with Israel. And but they were not prepared. They were very poorly...
Was the Prime Minister distracted?
Their intelligence would have been able to pick this up. Thousands of people were involved. Thousands of people knew about it, and they let this slip by.
Don't forget, you know, I did have a bad experience with Israel, though. When we took out Soleimani, it was us and Israel working as a group. And we knew where he was. We knew how he was coming in. We knew the plane. We knew everything. We worked on it for weeks, for months, actually, but we worked on it for weeks. And the night before, I don't think this has ever been told. They'll say, oh, it's classified information. Well, maybe it is, but I don't think so. He was going to blow up our installations all over, kill many people, many, many people, and wounded people beyond recognition. And Israel was going to do this with us, and it was being planned and working on it for months, and now we had everything all set to go. And the night before it happened, I got a call that Israel will not be participating in this attack. Nobody's heard this story before, but I like to tell it to Club 47 because you've been so loyal and so beautiful. And I said, what does this mean? We're working on it with them. Why? They didn't tell us why, sir, but they're not doing it. This was a day before. I said, I don't like that. That's not good. We followed them right from the Situation Room. We followed the whole thing, and about 15 seconds later, it was all over, and we did it. But I'll never forget that Bibi Netanyahu let us down. That was a very terrible thing, I will say that. And so when I see sometimes the intelligence, you talk about the intelligence, or you talk about some of the things that went wrong over the last week, they've got to straighten it out, because they're fighting potentially a very big force. They're fighting potentially Iran. And when they have people saying the wrong things, everything they say is being digested by these people, because they're vicious and they're smart. And boy, are they vicious, because nobody's ever seen the kind of sight that we've seen. Nobody's ever seen it. but they cannot play games. So we were disappointed by that, very disappointed, but we did the job ourselves, and it was absolute precision, magnificent, beautiful job. And then Bibi tried to take credit for it. That wasn't good. That didn't make me feel too good, but that's all right. So they got to strengthen themselves up. And then.
So that the DeSantis war room thought it would be a good move on the political chessboard to put that video out and to say that Trump called the Hezbollah terrorists very smart, which, again, if you're of a business mindset or sports mindset or shoot, any mindset, a wise ancient warrior once said, never underestimate your opponent. There's no upside to underestimate them. It just makes you less prepared. I mean, he's literally just saying, yeah, they're smart. Well, don't underestimate. Is that controversial to say they're smart or they're tactically apt? Again, a good warrior or opponent never underestimates them. Now, they thought this is a brilliant clip to put out. This is going to hurt Trump. That's what DeSantis war room thought, which perhaps just shows you how utterly inept the campaign has been for them, and this should not be that much of a surprise. Of course, it backfired immediately. As the youth might say, it was ratioed. Now, it looks like the very first response was someone by the name of Hollywood Resistance, and they literally have a campaign sign that says Biden DeSantis. They got 27 likes. Someone by the name of Max said Trump, what he really meant was 2024, getting 21 likes. Do you have, let's see here. Someone by the name of Tiffany, or no, wait, who's this? Michael Capriaco says, good for talk radio. For being president, not so much. So he did get 2 likes. So you got some contrarians or some people who agree this put Trump in a bad light. Let's see here. Ooh, we have someone with a poll. You know how much I love data. Someone by the name of Faux Shizzle. And this person said, quote, was this a pathetic attempt by Governor DeSantis to discredit Donald Trump? And this poll was a yes or no. Out of the 60 votes, let's see what the results are. 80.3% said, yes, this was a pathetic attempt by DeSantis to discredit Donald Trump. Someone by the name of Jerry Solsta said, quote, just sinking lower and lower in the polls with the geniuses running the DeSantis campaign, unquote. Getting 9 likes. Let's see here. Someone by the name of Rick Wall saying, quote, context, Ron, context, unquote. Getting 8 likes. Interestingly enough, Faux Shizzle also had another poll saying, who are you voting for in 2024? With the 4 options being Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump, Biden, and RFK Jr. Of the 48 people who voted, 68.8% said Trump, while 18.8% said Ron DeSantis, 6.3% said Biden, 6.3% said RFK. Interesting poll. Of course, wish I had more data on, where's the location, the age, and, what's the demographics of the people voting, so we have more of a rounded opinion. But an interesting poll nevertheless. Someone by the name of NHT or NH Thinker said, quote, Trump's words were vicious and smart. IDF uses the same adjective, smart, to describe Hezbollah. IDF being the Israeli Defense Force. That statement got 22 likes. Someone by the name of Mike Leonard saying, quote, the DeSantis war room sinking like a rock, unquote. Getting 36 likes. Although he is from Florida, so perhaps we could come up with a better metaphor right here, right now. If he's sinking like a rock, what does Florida have a lot of? Coral? Fish? Retirees? Maybe coconuts? Sinking like a coconut? Although, maybe they float. Perhaps not the best metaphor. Let me know in the comments, what would be a more appropriate metaphor for DeSantis going down the polls precipitously? He's sinking like a rock. Perhaps, what would be a better metaphor for a Florida governor? Like the tide? I don't know. We'll think something in the comment section together. Someone by the name of Paulette Varshisi saying, quote, rubbish, I'm a DeSantis voter, but this is absurd. Stop it, unquote. She got 17 likes. Okay, there's a couple. Mr. Stinson Norwood had a picture of DeSantis, and it just says DeSantis 24. He rarely says stupid shit, unquote. Got 33 likes, so it's not all against DeSantis. Somebody was Snowy 2024 saying, quote, I cannot believe you're doubling down on this nonsense. Worst run campaign I've ever seen, unquote. getting 74 likes. Someone by the name of Unfiltered Boss did say Trump is a pathetic and bitter old man. He's truly despicable, unquote, getting 24 likes. It's another contrarian statement, or someone who agrees with the DeSantis campaign. Someone by the name of Bob Levy saying, if you reposted this because you believe it, I can no longer follow you. Bye, getting 11 likes. Someone by the name of Johnny MAGA, which I would say A+ for marketing in terms of the picture is someone with a MAGA hat. And you know exactly what this person's political ideology is. It's good marketing. You know what it is. This person says, quote, you're really trying this again? LOL, you're all pathetic, unquote, getting 133 likes. So quite a lot of reception to that statement. And overall, I'd say a lot of people just say liar, liar, get the heck out, lies. Needless to say, as the youth might say, DeSantis' campaign was ratioed, which I was going to say even more than usual, which is saying something since the DeSantis war room is perhaps, their war room is perhaps a laser tag war room because it is not very effective right now. It'll be interesting to see if they can come back or what kind of different strategic approach they might take, but as of right now, the outlook is not so good. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. I also want to especially thank everyone. It took us a while, but we were finally monetized, so I'm very happy for that. It means we're going to turn on the ads, and with the additional revenue that comes in, we'll be able to hire more resources, get some maybe creative people to actually design the thumbnails. We'll get some software to do the picture-in-picture once you get to that point. So I really do appreciate it. I'm very excited to say we've gotten to that point, so I'll be turning monetization on. Also, if you can give me suggestions for the picture-in-picture software for production, I greatly appreciate that. I know the feedback, that's something they want. I've tried a couple, but it keeps having some quirks. Also, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.